Are you okay? Ready? Okay. Welcome to Thoughts and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Patricia Shrim. Welcome you to another edition of Thoughts and Teens in Focus. Today we have our special guest, and she is no other than Carol Bagot, the CEO, founder of OSHAG, Organizing Social Health and Advancement. And she will tell us more because she's a lady with a lot of organization and she's doing well in the community here and in Guyana. But today our talk will be, let's talk community, let's talk Guyana. And our focus is on what's going on in Guyana. And Ms. Bagot will be able to give us some information and tell us some things about what is going on in Guyana and what she thinks that can help the situation that is going on in Guyana. Ms. Bagot, welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I know you're an old member of Tots and Teens in Focus and you're all TV audience of Tots and Teens in Focus. Welcome once again, although we are far apart, but we are here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, Ms. Strim. It's always a pleasure to be part of your program. I know that we probably don't have a lot of time, but I just wanted to touch on the issue with COVID in Guyana. I know there have been lots of complaints, and I'm sure you yourself, you're seeing the lockout in regards to people not receiving the vaccination. And my thought process is, I feel that Guyana, the health system is failing the community in regards to the COVID and the implementation of the COVID program. I know that the minister is trying to do what they're saying that they have to do. However, because of the nature of the communities in Guyana, I feel that there should have been some form of education, village to village. As you're aware, as Guyanese, prior to being exposed to the international community, we go to the doctor when we're sick. So to tell people, oh, you have to take this vaccine without educating them, that's a major problem. I think the whole concept of the implementation has to be reviewed. And I would say education is a big part of it. I myself, I have gotten my COVID shot, both shots. I took the Moderna, but prior to taking the medication, my primary care doctor made sure that my blood pressure level was right. I don't have diabetes, and we had our blood tests done and all of that before the implementation, and basically asking questions. I've also spoken to a few persons in the Guyanese community, and some of the complaints or some of their fears is, why aren't we told how this vaccine is going to prevent us from getting the COVID? Why aren't we hearing more in the villages or in the media in regards to how important it is and what are the side effects and all of that? So, I've said my piece. It's a very sad situation. But the main thing is education. I think the whole implementation has to be revised. Wow. And that's where I stand with that.
How do you think the education could be done in Guyana, seeing that people are not really alert to these type of things of going to a regular doctor every month or every 3 months and getting tests, and some people believe in the bush medicine, and they will not go to a doctor when they get sick, is when they're about to die. How do you think you will be able to educate them like that?
Well, to educate, you need a community of people. And when I say that, you have the churches, you have the health centers within the villages. I think that that's where some of the education needs to start. And it's not going to, to roll out the education program, it's going to be cost effective. And that's part of what the government has to take into consideration. And if it takes a sum of money to educate the people, then that's what you do. And maybe you engage some of the churches, and you use the church to explain to the parishioners what's going on. Maybe you set up, maybe government can have some of the doctors go out into the community rather than only you have the nurses at the health center. Maybe you have some of the doctors that you can probably send out to some of the health centers, and have the village meetings and have people come to the health center so that they can break down how this implementation is going to be effective and could be a preventative method for persons contracting COVID.
Should citizens of Guyana be forced to take vaccine?
It's people's body and it's their choice. And I personally feel people should not be forced to take the vaccine. It has to be a choice. I can understand that I am vaccinated, but my neighbor is not, or I am not and my neighbor is. But I don't understand how the system would want to force either of us to go take the vaccine. I think some of what they started to do, which is a preventative method, use your mask, use your hand washing, try not to be in open space, keep your distance. That should be reinforced, but I really don't believe that people should be forced to take the vaccination, like locking them out. It's not it's not going to solve the problem. When you take away jobs, you're taking away monies from the household. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's not how we're going to solve this.
And with that, we can get malnutrition and poverty.
Malnutrition and poverty, and even more spread of the disease. So,
right, it's plaguing the third world country, but Guyana citizens who are being forced to live under migorism are the ones who are affected with COVID and death.
Yeah, and that's where you find that in some of the less privileged villages and less privileged households. So it's incumbent on us as care providers to continue to work with the community, not by chastising them, but by finding ways on how we can engage them, so that they can understand the importance of the vaccine and the way that it should be implemented, and some of their precautions and all of that.
So, they said WHO, the World Health Organization, and United Nations give large contribution, which I know aids to Guyana as one of the poorest country in the world. What are your views for funding is not utilized for the purpose given?
Well, Ms. Trim, when you look at some of the reports that you're getting, whether it's through the media, whether you're getting it through your Facebook page, there seemed to be a consensus that people within the quote unquote African community is marginalized. And I know that when the World Health Organization, if they did give money to assist the Guyanese government in the rollout of the COVID vaccine, it should be used across the board.
And not only for the vaccine, but for health education.
Yes.
For the people of the community, poor class.
Some of that money should be going to the education aspect. I totally agree with you. So, but there has to be reasons why people feel that they are marginalized. And I mean, looking at Facebook and looking at some of the reports on the media, it would seem that what people are feeling within their communities, it's true, they're not getting the resources that they need. If these resources were distributed through the World Health Organization and other like-minded organizations. So there has to be some form of accountability. There should be some accountability. I'm hoping that the civic-minded organizations and churches within the Guyanese community can go ahead and get involved in the process, engage government, engage World Health Organization, engage whoever, the Ministry of Health, whomever is responsible for the rollout of this program within the Guyanese community, and not marginalize and not penalize people in regards to their financial situations.
Guyana is known for race hate, and racism is a destruction for Guyana unity amongst the Guyanese community of a country with all the rich resources of an undeveloped and poor nation of a beautiful country.
Yes, I agree. All Guyanese should benefit from any resources that government is holding the purse. It's the people's money.
Land, it belongs to the people. Every Guyanese, because the population is just 700 something, every Guyanese should get a whole acre land in Guyana.
It's the people's money. And I guess from, when you change government and new government come in, they use their own policies, and the policies that's being used in Guyana right now is not working. The marginalization of people, the police getting involved in matters that they should not be involved in.
They kill a person, I think in
and then
Essequibo, yes, in Boston, one of the Boston farm, go in the house and shoot him.
You see, and this is where you have the human rights. The human rights should be speaking up against all of this. There should never, people within the communities should not be afraid of the community police.
The human rights is afraid of the police because they kill one or two of the human rights people, so they don't want to be involved.
Right, but they should be, the police is there to protect the community. And this form of intimidation by the police is not acceptable. It should not be acceptable at no level. And this has nothing to do with politics. This has to do when you're coming from the human factor, when you have some humanity in you. It tells you that services has to be above board. It has to be, it has to be fair and not partial. Yes.
As I said to Mr. Norton and he was talking, they have some good policemen. They said, Mr. Norton, they killed our young Black men, all of them. One did it, all of them are involved. They kill our young Black men. So why you want to cover up for them? Oh, they're good? No, they're not good.
You do, well, within the police force, yes, you will have you will have some of them who we deem the community would see as respectful and good. But at the same time, if you go back in history, the amount of killings that they had, the amount of whatever, and there was no accountability. It doesn't speak well for the Guyanese society in general. So
and the police can come out and say, well, it is wrong. They just they stay right there and they will brutalize the people.
Yeah, well, yeah. So they need to speak up against these issues, and I don't know why.
They need to get rid of them and let the ABC country take rules of the policing. They need to do that because you are putting them and they're killing young men and women. You are putting them there,
But I think in regards to the political aspect, you know, the government has its say and the opposition has its say, and there should be an active opposition that speaks out against the atrocities, whether it's Indian community or Black community. When things are not right, you should speak up, and that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line.
Well, our country is in turmoil. It was for 2 or 3 years, they had a good rapport, but now everything is not the way that it's supposed to be. So I don't know where will it go from now. Mr. Norton has said that if he gets in there, he's always representing, and I think we had a bad term that saying that he should be in there, but he said he was always there. He always had a position, but
Yeah,
people said that he should be involved.
Some of us who knows Mr. Norton very well, we know that he has always been part of the party. He has never gone away. If he was marginalized, in a sense, through the hierarchy of the party, and I have no authority in saying that, but I am saying that if he was marginalized, then you will not see him in the forefront. And I'm hoping that now maybe it's the right time. It's the right time to have some structure in regards to how you collaborate with government and how you speak out against issues that's affecting the community. And if this is a time that Mr. Norton can take over and speak up in regards to helping people within the various communities, then so be it. I think it's needed. I think when you run a country, it should not be seen as autocratic. It should be very democratic. And sometimes we need the people like the Mr. Nortons to come up and who have a voice. As you know, he has worked in foreign service. He has some experience in the various areas. He has spoken with many over the years in regards to international affairs and community affairs. He was part of this youth program that he had rolled out.
YSM.
So he did do some work within the community. So we can't just say that he didn't, you know.
As I told him today, I said, you should be honored as a doctor, because for all the political work that you've been doing, you should be a doctor in political science and in doctor of Guyana in the politics.
And I think because he's so humble with it, he's very knowledgeable. He's brilliant. If you speak to him one-on-one, or if you listen to him, he's very articulate in terms and knowledgeable about politics and community unity and all of those things. So I think I've heard him speak in regards to the West Coast Belize issues and other issues. I've been following some of the writings from both sides of the aisle, and I feel that he has made a lot of sense or brought a lot of clarity in regards to some of the issues. So, you know, it's time to have another voice. We need some other voices in there.
Time to give Aubrey Norton a chance to shine.
Yeah, and I hope we can, as a community and as Guyanese, I hope we can rally around his aspiration, you know, what he's aspiring to do, and try to support him to ensure that we're doing it in a way that is acceptable to all Guyanese.
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Bagot, we have to wrap up now, but I do hope that I get you back, because you know you are very political minded. You have a structure that can build a nation and create harmony in every area. I don't know if you're busy on Saturday, that you could join in with Mr. Norton on Talk of the Town, so that we can have this discussion and see where it go from. As I told him, doing it on this chapter here with Brick Art Media is a television, but doing it on the other internet radio is not, it's only going among the Guyanese community. But with this here now, it going all over to other nations, other people who don't even know who is Guyana. So at least if we come out and we speak more of Guyana, this is the type of thing that we will able to bring out more. Do hope that I get you back, because sometimes it takes people outside of the country to make a difference in your country.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mal. I'll definitely make the time to be with you on Saturday.
Okay. Thank you, Carol. That was Carol Bagot, the famous Carol Bagot, my friend, my sister.
Thank you.
We always together. So thank you once again for being on.
Yes, and thank you for
Awesome.
inviting me.
Thank you, Carol. See you Saturday.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you okay?